is the chapter we just played. On Voyage. I think it's crazy that they called it Bon Voyage. This game does horror so well.
And
I think 5's the
5,
best chapter so far. It's
with
kind of a reiteration of the Moby Dick story, yeah.
Means
that whale is terrifying. Like, I kind of understand why she sees it as the source of all evil. It kind of looks like it is. So, are we ever going to see the Crimson Whale? Y'all piercing whale, yeah. It's not going to.
Even then, nobody really understood.
Hi, Anders. Boka Boka is so very cute. Go, go. Sorry I'm so late. I actually got some good sleep this time, so we can most likely do the night stream. If we have enough, time on there. Who starts a stream like that, Rin? It's so very cute. Go, go. It's a motivational message? I don't know about that. Are you sure about that?
Pat Bocat, one pat Bocat, one pat.
I'm Bocat, one pat your face. You guys are best up.
You are probably right.
But yeah, by the way, I forgot to stop the timer. I'm gonna fix that real quick.
Morning bot the cutest scutbo.
Gosh darn it. I'm pick the flash button.
Hello there, short stinky rat gecko gremlin fish whirly.
Why is Wormy new? Rude. Too many things wrong with that sentence that I can't address it. Please come back after you fix the sentence. Okay, Lazard? Alright, let's see. Does anyone want... Yeah, we're gonna watch this today. If we get to. Hopefully we do. Alright. Okie dokie, Limbus react. We go, we.
만약 네가 어떤 파도를 올지 모르는 호수 속에 갇히게 된다면 믿어야 하는 건 단 하나다. 그건 너의 항해 실력도 만리까지 보는 길잡이 실력.
This is the chapter we just played.
동무들간의 끈적이는 유대감도 아니다. 많은 이들이 이것을 견디지 못하고 무슨 위해 스스로가 제목을 삼는 걸 택한다. 그저 어떠한 혼돈과 떨림에도 제정신을 유지할 수 있는 너의 의지를 믿어야 한다. 고작 호수가 너 따위에 잠잠해질지는 모르겠지만
Bon Voyage. I think it's crazy that they called it Bon Voyage when it was Ishmael.
이상이라 부르게. 피코드의 1등 항해사를 맡고 있지. 자, 고래의 이 부분을 공격하는 것이오.
Oh, so this is how they showed off the characters?
한 곳을 빠르게 여러 번 쑤셨어.
Yeah, they give videos for even the two breaks?
그대들의 죽음을 명하지 않았어.
어째 꽉 잡아 가만히 싫어. 선장 명령 어긴 적 없지. 항상. 하지만 아닌 것 같다. 내가 가려는 방향 다르거든.
Is he a 3 circle?
네가 가고 싶은 방향 관 짜야 해.
Is he a 3 rank?
보내주라. 관에 넣어. 내 몸만은
I thought he might be. She's really cool.
언젠가.
림버스 컴퍼니 승선을 환영한다. 신참 튼튼한 몸뚱아리는 챙겨왔겠지? 영문도 모를 것들이 우리를 덮친다고 한들 두려워할 것 같은가? 마주하고 이빨을 드러내며 웃어라. 그것이 피코드호의 선언이다. 종원 그대로 들어. 때가 도래했다. 오늘 밤 우리는 고대하던 그 고래를 모든 것을 마르게 하는 새빨간 고래를 잡는다.
Wait, she's going after the Crimson Whale?
So in the past, I said that Canto 4 is LimbusCompany's magnum opus. I said that as in my opinion, it was a masterpiece. It far surpassed the prior chapters. And
I
going
think
into
5's
Canto
the
5,
best
I was
chapter
wondering
so far.
how they would follow such an amazing story. A story about life beating people down and them gaining the hope to overcome it. How do you follow up after a masterpiece? And the answer is very simple. Just make another masterpiece. Canto 5 absolutely blew me out of the water. But prior to this chapter, I was known to, talk a lot of shit about Ishmael. Now, in my defense, all of that was absolutely justified because we knew nothing of her character as she spoke like 3 lines up until Canto 4. And in that, she brought her total line count up to 8. And
I liked Ishmael before this Canto, I'll have you know.
because of this, nobody really had an idea of how she was or what her story was meant to be. The only big glimpse we got was in 4.5, but...
So, are we ever going to see the Crimson Whale? The Crimson Whale is one of the other calamities is still alive, right? Because the Indigo Elder killed the, what is it, like the Monty whale or something? Like the stabbing whale? The all-piercing whale, yeah. And then we killed the pallid whale with his help. Like, he killed it from the outside, we killed it from the inside. So, the crimson stabbing whale, like, that's... What does that guy do?
Even then, nobody really understood
scared.
why Ishmael was acting the way she was. Though in Canto 5, we finally got to see Ishmael for who she is and what her story represents. And her story is beautiful. It's a story of hate, obsession, and revenge. Yet, it's also a story about one's dreams, future, and meaning in life. And the message behind it is something I believe everyone needs to hear. Though, to explain this story, we need to start at the beginning.
Basically, her story boils down to you need to live your life and like learn to like forgive people, because if you can't forgive people, you can't continue on in your life.
Beginning of it. Ishmael grew tired of her life, all the endless tests to get certificates to then get a job and hopefully be part of one of the wings. All of this to live a fulfilling life, to have done something important, to have purpose. Much like how many people enter college not because they have a particular dream in what they're doing, but because that's what's expected of them. That's life. Enter college, get a degree, then go into the workforce. Some have aspirations tied to that, like getting their dream job, whilst others find they need to do that so they can live a fulfilling life, to get a well-paying job and contribute to society. Even if that job is something you dislike, many find the need to do that, either from expectations their family has of them, or so they can feel like their life wasn't wasted, so they can have purpose. However, Ishmael found no future in the path she was headed, so she quit, against the advice of everyone. And from there, her life was aimless. She was either looking for a place to find purpose, or a place to die. Either one worked for her. And that led her to find the recruitment posting for a job as a whaler, to work on the Pequod ship under Captain Ahab. Now at first, Ishmael looked up to Ahab and wanted to be like her. She saw how Ahab had something she was striving towards, goals she wishes to accomplish. And to someone like her who held no aspirations, Ahab was almost enviable. Ishmael wasn't just in a slump to figure out what she wishes to do.
Welcome
She
back
wasn't
to the
going through
dark
a
side.
brief
May
sense
the
of
force be
aimlessness in
with
her
you.
life. No, she was completely
May the force be
unsure
with you
about who
too.
she even was. Going so far as to think she's shallower than a whale, she thought of herself as less than human. And the inability to figure out what she wants out of life eventually boiled over, with her remarking that people wish to connect with others in life as a way to stave off loneliness, but says how can she connect with others when she doesn't know herself? At this point, during this self-reflection inside the carcass of a whale, she came to understand how she doesn't know anything about her life. That is, until Pequod drops a rope to save Ishmael. She had just stated that she doesn't know where to go in life, doesn't know who she is or what she wants. But after seeing the rope, she wanted to grab onto it, to make an effort and save herself, as the answer she's been looking for, what she wanted in life, was right there before her.
이스마엘! 줄 꽉 잡아라!
This is when she had finally grasped a goal in life, when she was reborn. Her answer to what she wants in life was to be with Pequod. People wish to be with others in life, to help fight loneliness. And Ishmael finally found who she wanted to spend her life with. She finally found hope. And they'll be able to live together, to walk side by side on a port with the sun setting, holding tasty treats in their hands. With their only thought being, what should we do tomorrow? They'll be able to achieve that goal after they kill the pallid whale. After that, everything will be perfect.
덤덤하게 살아갈 수 있을지를.
I gotta say, this game does horror so well. Like, the map scared me. The map kind of terrified me. That's how good they did it. You didn't know where you were going until like the last little part of the map opened up, and it was like, oh, look, you're going into the darkness, basically.
아무도 없어요.
Of course, that goal never came to fruition. Just as soon as she held onto Keequeg's rope to gain hope, she now holds onto her hollow coffin, having lost everything. At this point, Ishmael was empty. Her fresh dreams all dissipated in the blink of an eye after the whale consumed them. However, she was soon able to find something to fill her up: hate, obsession, and revenge. When she was holding onto the hollow coffin, she saw Ahab laughing maniacally at the whale, and that was when a new obsession was born: the want to kill Ahab, the person who took everything from her. And that is how she was when she entered LimbusCompany. Her reason for entering was to kill Ahab, and nothing else mattered to her at that point. Which is why she never got close to the sinners. The reason she barely talked at all was because nothing else mattered to her. Her purpose was to kill Ahab, her future was barely an afterthought. And we easily see this in the beginning parts of Canto 5. The sinners remark how it would be dangerous to kill a member of the Twin Hook Pirates, as it would endanger the hostage and make an enemy of a syndicate. Yet she stabs a member through the face anyway. After all, what does the future matter as long as she can achieve her goal? Hell, even after going to the base of the Twin Hooks, she mentions Keequeg, and sees their shocked reaction, wanting to know how she knows her and where to find her. Which means she knows they have connections to the middle. After all, why would they know about someone who ran away from the middle years ago? It doesn't...
I was thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute, why would she mention Quaquag? Then, like, because Quaquag's only real connection was the middle. So, like, her mentioning that, she knew they had connections to the middle. So basically, like Heathcliff, she basically, like, put a lot of people in danger. She knew that would bring the middle out.
Make any sense for a group completely unaffiliated with them.
It's kind of a reiteration of the Moby Dick story, yeah.
Which means she knows how dangerous it would be to fight them at their base.
It's like,
as it would
what would
guarantee
happen
her name
if
would be written in the
Ishmael
book. But she does so anyway.
came
as
back
it's
for
the sake
all
of
of
her
them?
goal. It doesn't matter if the middle will eventually meet her and kill her. As long as it's after Ahab's death, she's okay with it. However, there is one person who cares for Ishmael's life after her obsession: Dante. In the story, Dante hasn't really done much. That's mainly due to their amnesia, but for the most part, in the prior cantos, they were just overseeing the character's story and growth. Except for chapter 2, there wasn't really any growth to oversee there. However, in chapter 5, Dante actually takes center stage. They're trying to save Ishmael. Save her from herself, from the person she's becoming. We see Dante go so far as to jump in front of Ishmael's spear, her future being their concern. The thing with Dante is, they're a mirror to how Ishmael was before she wanted to kill Ahab. Ishmael wanted to find a sense of belonging in the Pequod crew, and Dante looks to find that in LimbusCompany. Just like how Ishmael spent time thinking of her future with her crew, Dante does the exact same. Due to amnesia, they have no particular
They start
aim in
taking
life,
a lot
which is
more
why
creative
they're trying to
liberties
build
starting from
connections to the
5. Well,
sinners.
that's good.
Some are already really close, Yi-Song being a prime example, whilst others are only drifting further.
I don't know if you call them fricked up versions. I would say, especially like with Ishmael's story, I feel like it's a darker, like, toned reverse of their story, kind of. Yeah, basically they did a better Disney. They took the story and they, like, reverted it in on itself while also, like, keeping the general tone. Because Ishmael's story is basically a reverse of the actual book. Because it's like, what would happen after? Because they're all supposed to be dead, but they go back to fight the whale again. Whereas, like, in the book, I'm pretty sure they don't go back to fight the whale.
Like Ishmael, Dante is who she was before her dream was ripped away, while Ishmael is currently becoming something different. She's turning into Ahab. Captain Ahab is obsessed with the whale. At every single moment she is thinking about killing it. The obsession has grown so much to where it even consumes her sleep. Nothing else matters but the hunt for the pallid whale. We even see her set up a scenario where a member of her crew turns into a mermaid so they can be a compass that points to the whale. She doesn't care about them at all. Ahab views her crew as tools she can use to achieve her goal. When her crew's morale is sinking low, she gaslights them into thinking that sacrifice is for the greater good, so they can kill the source of all evils, the whale. And when that's done, everyone can have their dream achieved.
That whale is terrifying. Like, I kind of understand why she sees it as the source of all evil. It kind of looks like it is.
That's when everything can change for the better. She says all
Giant,
this, everything
bottomless
her crew
pit,
wishes
black
to do.
eyes.
A collection of whalers who wish to forget about their past and look to the future, towards better times. Yet she doesn't care to tell them how they will all die if they try to fight the whale. She says they can hunt it and kill it, but never brings up how impossible of a task that really is. Or says how it's the source of all evils, yet after its death we can see how nothing has changed at all. The Indigo just wants to kill the other calamities. The evils of the world haven't been eradicated. The whale doesn't have a grand purpose in the world. It doesn't spawn all of these evils. It's just another beast. Though if she told them that, then the crew might leave her, and she has no use for people that won't help her achieve her goals. She's basically a cult leader, and is the exact opposite of Dante. Ahab views her life as more important than her crew's as she gave them purpose, while Dante finds purpose for their life in their crew. Ahab says only their opinion matters, while Dante looks and listens to the sinners around them. Ahab glorifies sacrifice as a way to manipulate people.
I did notice that they were basically making Ahab of like a counterfoil to Dante.
Or use them and then discard them as tools. Yet Dante shares the pain of every single death. They know how sacrifice should not be glorified. Ahab is fine with throwing...
If I remember correctly, Ahab is all consumed obsessed with the whale. Everything else matters little. That's why it leads to like everyone dying except for Ishmael. But I think you're right. I don't think, because I don't remember most of what happened in the story. I'm pretty sure he wasn't sacrificial though.
Away everyone and their dreams just so she can kill the whale. The ends justify the means. Whilst Dante views everyone striving for their dreams as something worth struggling for, and will even jump in the face of danger to protect their futures. All of this is to say that Ahab is absolute scum of the earth, and Ishmael is turning into her. In 4.5, Ishmael tried to warn Virgilius that they are not ready to face the whale or Ahab. Now, if that concern was born for the well-being of the crew, or because she was worried they would fail to kill Ahab, I don't know. But what I do know is, after this, she slowly became Ahab. In the past, Ishmael said how Ahab views everyone with equal indifference, and in Canto 5, we see her ignore the sinners and do what she believes is right, either taking command of the ship or killing members of a syndicate. And when Sinclair gets mad at her for this, she just laughs at him with indifference. Ahab put her crew in danger for her goals, and Ishmael made enemies with the middle for her goals. Ishmael hates the glorification of sacrifice, as that is what Ahab used to manipulate her crew. Yet she is fine with taking the risk of entering the whale's mouth. Something that will hopefully work out, but they had no way of guaranteeing that everyone would have been safe inside the whale. It was a gamble, one she mocked Rorty about. And when Dante was unsure about the plan, Ishmael gave them a look saying, "You came this far for the golden bow. You're not going back empty-handed now, are you?" We can see all these different moments where Ishmael is becoming Ahab. And this all boils over into when she meets the whale. By then, she is barely Ishmael.
모든 부조리, 모든 이별은 그 고래가 자아내는 악에 의해 자행되었으니 소리쳐라! 외쳐라!
노자비! 더 빨리!
우리는 그것을 죽이고 모든 것이 제자리에 돌아가는 것을 지켜볼 것이다!
반갑다. 이 빌어먹을 고래 새끼야!
Ahab became Ishmael's pallid whale, and upon seeing her face to face, she immediately went to kill her. The only reason she stopped is because Pequod was there. Seeing her stopped Ishmael from fighting. However, she still wished to murder Ahab. She couldn't forgive her. Even with Pequod standing in front of her, she was too obsessed with Ahab to let her revenge go. They still need to kill the whale to escape, but even with her memories being shown to her, the essentially happiest moments of her life, which is
What's sad is, I think, if and I think even Ahab said this, if she had ignored Ahab, there was a chance that Quaquag and some of the others could have lived. Well, because Ahab voice wasn't far off. I was trying. I was doing my best, Hi Flamu. I was trying to, like, fit the voice in my head. I'm still not, like, the best. At, like, getting the tone correct. But I'm pretty good at, like, imagining the voice in my head. Like, if she had just, like she didn't even have to ignore Ahab. She could have just noted it down and been like, I'll kill you after I make sure, like, one of my reasons for living lives. Like, she could have easily gotten Quaquag. Because, like, near the end of the story, she had almost completely succeeded. If she had just started earlier, she'd have gotten Quaquag back. Like, we'd have brought Quaquag out of the whale. And I think she would have survived. But because of her blind obsession, because... Do you want to move the collab to tomorrow, Slime? Because we can. I don't mind it. Because I do know that Donut can't do it today, but they can do it tomorrow. But it's up to you. Alright.
Breaking to say, she will still not forgive. And Ahab wants to be the one to kill the whale. That obsession, that singular goal of killing the whale, makes her manifest ego. Where she takes the lives of her remaining crew and uses them as weapons. Takes their lives and converts them into what she always viewed them as, tools. And here she says her most telling line. Anyone who serves her purpose, holds her hatred, is an extension of her. An extension of her will. Which is why Ahab has been gaslighting Ishmael throughout this entire chapter. She's blamed Ishmael for countless things to build her hatred, making Ishmael resent her. If Ishmael gives in to that hate and gets vengeance, kills her obsession, then she becomes another Ahab. And the worst part is, it's working. Her heart was filled with that singular obsession. This is when she has lost herself, unable to recognize even her own form. Just like in the carcass of the whale, where she didn't know what makes her, when, as a person, she was completely lost. However, just like with the whale, there was someone to help her out of it. Someone who cares about her.
뭐하냐? 나와.
And it's not just Heathcliff either. Dante stands in her way too, to save Ishmael from becoming Ahab.
이번에도 내 앞을 가로막는군요. 단테, 왜 그러는 거예요? 왜 계속 저를 막아요? 왜 계속 시계를 돌려주는 거예요? 그래서 당신이 몰았는다고? 그렇게 좋게 넘어가려는 듯이 착한 척하면 속이 편해요.
Dante tells Ishmael
oh,
what
it's
she
your tooth?
desperately needs to hear.
Oh no,
That
do you have
not
an
everyone in
abscess
life has
tooth?
their path figured out. That
Do you have an abscess tooth, Slime? Give me a sec. You know how much it will be to get it repaired? Right, go back to this.
people can still take time to search for it, and in so doing, we might let other people steer us towards our meaning. But we still need to be the captain of our own life. We still need to be in control. Ahab.
We need to grab onto our life and keep going. Not get stagnated by, like, hatred and stuff. We need to learn to let go and keep going towards the future.
Wants to make Ishmael her, one and the same, with a purpose to kill their obsession. Afterwards, their lives will have no meaning, nothing more to wish for. Ishmael originally wanted to be like her, to have an aim in life. She followed Ahab as she didn't know what her life would have been without following her orders. She never took her own path in life. Then, after her dreams crumbled before her, she blamed Ahab for it all. The new purpose being to kill her. From the beginning, where she followed orders to take tests and get a good job. Then later, when she was made to harbor the same desire of killing the whale, for it to only twist into killing Ahab, she never followed her own dream. Which is why she chose to not kill Ahab. Doing so would have left her hollow. She blamed her traumatic past on Ahab to dissolve herself of the guilt, as a way to live with herself. But because of Dante's efforts, she now accepts herself, carries the weight of her actions with her, and decides to instead follow her compass, Dante. And the first step, the first major part of her life that she herself, nobody else, chose to do is to let Ahab live. Canto 5 starts as a story of hate, obsession, and
Hate,
revenge,
and obsession.
yet evolves into a story of one's dreams, future, and meaning in life. The message is that even if you make mistakes in life, even though you may falter, what matters the most is that you are choosing the direction of your life. Others may help guide you, but these should never lead you. With your own hands, you must take your future.
내가 모는 배가 좀 흔들릴 테니 다들 꽉 잡아!
내가 가고 싶다.
In a day and age where everyone's obsessed with the expectations of others, following other people's meanings and definitions of success, of purpose, where it's common to hear people say that by this age you should have a job that pays you this much, or else you've completely failed in life. It's beautiful to hear a message that, in life, you will make mistakes. You will falter and not know where to go, what you want, or who you really are. That is life. With time, you will meet people you can trust in, people who will guide you down the right path. But what matters the most is that you take hold of your life, that no one or nothing else can control you. Originally, Ishmael hated the sinners, was just with them so she could kill Ahab and be done with her life. She treated the sinners poorly, manipulated them, hell, even tried to kill them, because she let someone else control her. That doesn't absolve her of any wrongdoings or guilt. After all, she still allowed that to happen, so she needs to hold the weight of her actions. But now, no one will control her life except for her. She stays in LimbusCompany not due to a desire for revenge, but because she wants to voyage with her friends and see what life has in store for them. In store for her, a person who has finally gotten her freedom.
멀리 멀리 날아가고 싶어 밤하늘에
I like this story. I'm gonna be honest. I really did like this story. And this is chapter season 4.
돌아와, 히스. 보랏빛 꽃만이 유일한 아름다움으로 남아있는 그 저택으로. 폭풍으로 뚫린 균열 사이로 모든 온기가 빠져나갔던 그 저택으로. 너에게 삶을 내어준 대신 모멸감과 무너짐을 안겨주었던 그 저택으로. 난로불 가운데가 아닌 차가운 모퉁이 어기만이 네 자리였던 그 저택으로. 황야에서 돌아와. 이제 집으로 올 시간이야.
수백 번 찢어 죽여도 서슴지 않을 거야. 네가 앞으로 겪을 고통에 비해서 턱없이 모자라니까.
That's a messed up image. We are all Cathy? Interesting. Interesting! I like it. I like it. I think we're gonna move the lab because Lemon's in a lot of pain.
Cake, 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 cake,
Get up.
cake, cake, cake.
Why are you
cake,
just saying cake?
Cake, cake.
I'm a little jealous. Some of the big Vtubers get to play Night Rain early. I'm gonna play Night Rain like now. I can't believe they sold it for $40. It shows you how awesome the developers behind that are. I'm trying to think of what I want to play. I'm just like staring. I'm like, oh. doesn't think cool. I'm not cool. I'm danger. Obviously.